Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Film Box Podcast, a movie podcast where each week we reach onto our shelves and revisit the films we own on physical media, whether it's a classic we've watched countless times or a hidden gem we're seeing for the very first time. From VHS and DVD to Blu-ray and 4K, we're taking a look back at films throughout history, good or bad. I'm your host, Aaron Souza, and I'm joined today by my good friends Jasmine Chapatwala and Connor Jameson, and special guest Brock, aka
Hello.
Movie Talk with Brock. How you guys doing?
Doing
well.
Doing really good.
Awesome. And today we are continuing Spielberg Alien Movie Month by taking a look at his newest movie, Disclosure Day from 2026. Let's get into it.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
All right. Brock, welcome back to the pod. It's been a little while since you've been on an episode with us. I think the last time was Captain America Brave New World.
It was. It's unfortunate that I'm on two movies that I didn't necessarily love, but I'm excited to be back nonetheless. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So we've been talking this whole month about Spielberg. I mean, this is now the third Spielberg movie that we've done on this podcast. We're doing War of the Worlds, and then we're doing a whole retrospective on his movies later this month. But I wanted to ask you, since you're our guest here, what your relationship to Spielberg and his movies are.
Steven Spielberg, I mean, he's one of the GOATs. He is one of my GOATs for sure in cinema. And I love a lot of his work. I mean, growing up, I remember one of the first movies I remember seeing was like the E.T. re-release in the early 2000s for like an anniversary that they did. I remember seeing that. I want to say it was like 2002 or I don't know. I could be totally off on that. And it's funny because like my daughter is watching that movie for the first time. I showed it to her last week and she loved it, which is great.
That's
and
awesome.
so passing of the torch, I think that's a great thing about his movies is like there's a generational appeal. I mean, he's been making movies for 50 plus years, which has been crazy. And so I love that. And I remember like asking my dad, like, what else does he have? Like, what are the movies? He's like, like the meme from Malcolm in the Middle. Let me lock in. Yeah. I remember that. And like showed me the Indie trilogy, which is great. And then I remember seeing Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and my 12-year-old me, I loved it. And part of me still does. As I've gotten older, my thoughts have changed on that film. And then I remember we used to go to like a lake house a lot during summers, and he was like, listen, I don't want you to be scared. I'm going to show you this movie, Jaws. And I remember watching Jaws when I was like 8. It did, in fact, scare me. Fun fact, I was scared to use the toilet because I thought sharks were going to come out of the toilet in the water. That's how badly that movie scared me. And I got the chance to do because I live in Columbus, Ohio, and they have a orchestra, and I got to see that movie live, like orchestrated live with the score when the movie's playing. One of the best theater experiences I had, like 300 people. It was awesome, and the orchestra was great. And then like as I've gotten older, I've started to dive into like his more like films that like I feel like are underrated. Like I watched Minority Report on Friday, which was like, oh man, like just so good. And like some of my favorite movies aren't like his big like action blockbuster movies. Like my favorite Spielberg actually is, I might be catching up, going ahead of the schedule here, but I love Catch Me If You Can. Like I love that movie so much. Like it was just on a movie that was on TV constantly. I think it's just two great performances from great actors that we don't typically get to see in them. Like I love The Fablemans too, and like his relationship with like movies, and like that was a kind of a semi-autobiography movie as well. Of course, being African American, I remember I'd seen The Color Purple, but like the original in the 80s, I did not realize that was him who directed that, which I'm like, that's crazy. So like, and for my money, and no disrespect to Martin Scorsese, but the GOAT debate was always like, it's either him or Spielberg for me. And then he wanted to do a little AI storyboard deal. So now I give now I give the edge. Now I give the edge to Spielberg, but legit, some of my favorite movies, to this day are directed by Spielberg. And for my money, I think he can dip his toe into any genre and add his flair and add that magic. I think he's the most diverse director in the history of Hollywood. And for my money. So I love me some Spielberg for sure.
Yeah, that's it's so true. I mean, we've been like pining about all of his films, and I cannot wait later this month to really dive in. I've been like
Itching.
grinding. I've been grinding Spielberg movies and all the ones. I'm in the middle. I haven't finished Color Purple yet. I'm in the middle of it. And
Good one,
I
man.
need to finish it.
Good one.
It's not to spoil my thoughts on that or anything, but like it's so interesting to me. He goes through these phases of like, I can't believe, like you said, I can't believe Spielberg made this movie.
Yeah.
And there's like a few instances throughout like like why he made those choices are so interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. So, but today we're talking about Disclosure Day. So before we dive into like this, obviously this movie's come out this weekend. We're going to be like really going into spoilers and talking deep into our thoughts about this film. But I wanted to start off just going around the horn and get high level thoughts because this has surprisingly been quite diverse opinions in the general public on this film. So I guess Connor, I'll start with you. High level thoughts on Disclosure Day.
I think I think it's a good movie. I was disappointed by it though. I thought it was going to be a bit better, and I think a lot of the problems I had with it come down to how it's written. And it's just something that just sitting in the theater, I just could not get past it. And obviously we're going to get more into it, but
yeah,
it was just too many ideas.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Jasmine, what about you? What are your high level?
So actually, Brock, I'm glad you brought up that Catch Me If You Can is one of your favorites, because for me, that's a lot lower. So I love that he's like a filmmaker where you can look at his filmography and like have opposing opinions on what you actually liked from him, which is why I'm probably the only one here that was a pretty big fan of this film.
I would say you're not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't like obviously super like, I know it has problems, I know it has flaws. I was able to forgive it for that for other reasons. And that's where I'll cut myself off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more on the positive side of things. There are moments of this movie that had me feeling ways that I didn't even know I could feel, which was really interesting. A lot of really great filmmaking involved in the movie. I think, the script issues are real. But again, it's kind of, you lie on two ends of the spectrum of like, can you accept that and move past it? Or is this going to hold up the whole thing for you? And that seems to be like the major discourse happening. And so I'm really excited to get into that. And again, it's funny that, you guys mention about how diverse Spielberg is, because like for me, Minority Report is one of those that's low on the list for me. I don't really like Minority Report. There are others that I really love. I'm a huge Hook fan. That's like my childhood movie.
Saved yourself. There you go.
So there we go. So it's like it's crazy. Brock, high level Disclosure Day. How'd you feel?
I left feeling disappointed. I left feeling like as I've watched LeBron James the past couple years of basketball, like, is my GOAT done for? Should he call it? Should he call it a wraps? I think more of the movie's problems are not on Spielberg. They're more on the script, which we'll kind of talk about. And maybe that specific individual is pretty washed, which I feel confident in saying that. Maybe he should give it up. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a good time. The last 20 minutes when everything was disclosed really worked for me. Like, in some of those performances then specifically. But thought it was gonna be a little more spectacle, like more sci-fi, and maybe that was just my expectation not being in check. Then more thriller, espionage, but left feeling that disappointed for sure, which I hate to say about a new Spielberg flick.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say that's your fault though, because that's how the movie is really marketed.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's also how everyone would feel kind of walking away. Is like, I know you, Aaron, have written kind of about like, if you come in expecting like something like War of the Worlds, you're gonna be disappointed. Not saying that we all were, but by the way the trailer is shot, and you get the summer blockbuster tag, you do expect more of a spectacle than this.
Yeah, I think it is a failure of the marketing and for me, it didn't taint it because I watched that first trailer like maybe once, the Super Bowl one that was like the reveal trailer, and then nothing else. I didn't watch any other trailer. I went in with absolutely zero expectation of what this movie could be and left like satisfied. But if you go in expecting, this is going to be lots of aliens, this is, major spectacle, lots of action, that's certainly not what this movie is. And, there's definitely a resetting of the expectation there. So, that point, super valid. Okay. Before we dive into the details and our deep thoughts on this movie, let's just do a quick Letterboxd recap. Jasmine, I'll start with you.
I'm not gonna lie, I only have 3 movies this week. Okay. Love Island's back. I've been locked in. Okay, okay. It's a lot of TV to watch. Okay. Anyways,
takes up all your time.
It does. Plus it's summer, so we got to be outside a little. So I went and I saw Backrooms again, which I had been meaning to do for a while, and one of my friends was really interested. So I was like, oh yes, I will see this again with you, hear your thoughts, everything like that. Saw Disclosure Day, twice. Made sure that the second time I was like really, really just focused on the movie. And then yesterday I saw Call Me By Your Name. All of these were in theaters, by the way. So at least that's something.
You're like really passing over your I saw Disclosure Day twice thing, because the first one was the New York premiere.
Yes, it was. I was invited and I showed up way too early because I was like, oh my God, why am I being invited to this? Felt like a last minute, we don't have enough people to fill the seats. Got my tickets. So I was going to be like so far away, and I was like, don't care. Not even mad about that. But it was really, really cool. But that's also why I was like, I have to see this a second time, because honestly, that theater is pretty high up. So to like look at the screen is like you're missing some visuals there. But the score sounded great. But yes, that was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I wanted to, die after that. I was like, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're actually done here.
Well, I mean,
this is the peak.
You met Josh O'Connor, so
yes, I did. Yes,
with Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, a lot of other people too, but I did not have the nerve to ask anyone else for a photo. I was like, I'm not trying to be that person right now.
Yeah. Josh is fine.
Yeah, Josh.
Just Josh.
Yeah, because he came straight over to me, so I was like, hey. We were chatting for like a second, and then I was like, would we be able to take a photo together? I'm beet red when I'm asking. He's like, oh my God, of course. It's awesome. Super cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, Brock, I'll throw it over to you. Just give me the last few things that you've been watching.
I'm not going to leave Jasmine alone on the Love Island train, because I also have been watching it. It is trashy television, but it's my trash, which has been fun. So I saw Disclosure Day, and then saw E.T., watched that earlier this week. I've seen that probably twice, because when you have kids, if that's what you want, they love to watch stuff multiple times. It's a lot of fun. Watched Minority Report, which I really, really did enjoy a lot. And then I've also watched some more TV, which I know Letterboxd doesn't do. Oh, sorry. Let me also throw this one in as well. I watched Holes, because I was feeling summertime. It was really hot in Ohio. And I'm like, this reminds me of that camp Green Lake Heat, when them boys were digging. And it was great. It's one of my favorite book to movie adaptations ever. So I loved it.
Awesome. I don't know if I have much of a relationship to that movie, because I don't know if it like scared me as a kid. Like I was too young to be watching Holes or something.
Well, the opening is a kid gets bit by a snake. It is kind of scary if you're not into that. Yeah.
But and I was just like, I don't want to watch this. And then it's just been like that mental thing in my head of like, I can't watch it.
I think you should give it a rewatch. I used to be afraid of it too. And then my friends kind of bullied me into it. Yeah. But I do think it's a good story.
It's a fantastic story. Yeah. The foreshadowing is incredible. It's so good. They
showed it to us like in 5th grade or something.
Yeah, because we read the book.
Baptized us.
Yeah, they read the book, and then we read the movie. It was like, this is incredible. Anyway,
they literally were like, we're scared of this, and they said that's too damn bad.
Yeah, that's too damn bad. You keep digging. Yeah, it's great.
Oh God. All right. So I have seen, 6 movies since we last recorded, all Spielberg. So run it down real quick. Hook, rewatch. One of my favorite Spielberg movies, 4.5 stars. It's just a perfect film. And I won't hear anything else otherwise. Then I watched Disclosure Day. I was invited to the press screening. It wasn't like a New York premiere. It wasn't that fancy, but it was a very nice press screening. Then I dove into Indiana Jones on a revisit. Watched Raiders, watched Temple of Doom, and then watched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. One of those movies is not like the others, and I'll just leave it at that. I've never liked Crystal Skull. I watched it as a kid and thought this isn't that great, and then hadn't probably watched it in like 15 years until the other day, and was like, this still isn't that great. And then watched The Fabelmans, which is one of his best movies. I will just stand on that hill. And then in the middle of watching The Color Purple. So that's what I've seen. Connor, what about you?
Also ripping through Spielberg, saw Ready Player One, the BFG, which I know we're going to talk about it later, but terrible.
That's a stinker. That's a stinker.
Everyone's got one. Duel, that is this first. You could have convinced me that was like mid-career with how good that is. Disclosure Day, of course. But then I got off the train. I watched Cat People from 1942, and then Do the Right Thing this morning.
Nice.
And
It's a fitting movie for the state of New York right now.
Yeah.
I know.
Chaos.
I saw the picture of John Turturro and Giancarlo Esposito just standing next to each other, and I'm glad they finally made up.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep. I have the Criterion back here somewhere that I need to. I
don't have them somewhere, but I have the Radio Raheem Love Hate, the Brass Knuckles, like a replica somewhere.
That's
too.
awesome.
Yeah, just a phenomenal movie.
Oh, it's great. That was we watched that in with my film class that I took in college. Was one of the films that we analyzed because it was like kind of that like discovery of the independent movement in the 90s, and that was awesome. Okay, let's talk Disclosure Day. So obviously, this movie just came out, so none of us own it. So we won't talk. I won't be showing off any physical media this time, and of course, we've all seen it once at least, because again, it just came out. So, if you're unaware of what Disclosure Day is, well, it's available in theaters now, and it is a 2026 American science fiction film directed by Mr. Steven Spielberg. We've already opined about quite a bit on this episode. Written by David Cope, who, we're going to dive into his performance in this movie, but if you don't know who that is, he's written some all-timers. Wrote Jurassic Park, wrote Carlito's Way, was the co-writer on Mission Impossible, wrote Panic Room, wrote The Paper, and also wrote Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. So, just had it all-time like 90s into the early 2000s, wrote War of the Worlds. Also, wrote Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
And Dial of Destiny, and Angels and Demons, and the Tom Cruise The Mummy. So, there's a bit of a,
hit or miss.
An apex and then a real fall off. But even though he did write Disclosure Day and we have our issues with the writing here, he also wrote Presence last year and Black Bag for Soderbergh.
Yeah.
So there's still a little bit of juice there, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, Black Bag was an incredibly well-written film. That was like one of the strongest points of that film. So how do we get here?
He's still every so often he can reach back and hit 95, but mostly throwing meatballs at this point in his career. Cinematography by the GOAT Janusz Kaminski, who has shot basically every Spielberg movie since Schindler's List. Won Academy Awards for Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, and also shot Jerry Maguire, which is just a goated Tom Cruise performance. Distributed by Universal Pictures. Music by another legend, the GOAT John Williams, 90-something years
Crazy.
old.
94?
94? Yeah, he's 94 and he's still pumping out just all-timer scores. So, I wish I could be him. This movie was released June 12th, 2026 with a runtime of 145 minutes and an estimated budget around $115 million. So typically we talk about the worldwide box office. I'm Obviously, this movie has just come out. So I will ask you, how much is this movie tracking to make? How much has it made in this first weekend?
Worldwide? I'm sorry, I was not paying attention.
Domestic. I just have the domestic number, I believe, right now.
40? So I want to say the worldwide number is around 90 or 100.
I'm gonna go 50. I did read something about it being his best opening weekend.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably.
So-
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, that'll do it. The number I have is 92.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's domestic or worldwide, but it's a pretty strong opening weekend for Steve. So we also like to do at the box office numbers. Obviously this year's not done, but I do have the top 10 so far at the box office. And I want to do a little game with this instead of just like reading it out and getting the reactions. I want to see if you guys can guess how many of these films you can guess that are in the current top 10 at the box office this year. So I don't know if we just go around the room, people start yelling out guesses, and I'll tell you if you're right or not.
There's Prada 2.
That is on the list, number 4.
Is Obsession on the list?
Obsession is on the list at number 8.
So Backrooms has to be on there.
So
No-
Devil
oh, no?
Wears Prada is number 4 at 665 million. Obsession is 248 million at number 8. Backrooms is on the list at number 10.
Ooh, just make
$240
it.
million worldwide box
Project
office.
Hail Mary.
Project
Yeah.
Hail Mary, number 3,
Super
681.
Mario Galaxy, Slop
Super
Fest.
Mario Galaxy,
Yeah.
number 1, is the
Yeah.
only film to make $1 billion so far this
What
year.
other slop has come out this year?
There's a big one that is almost at $1 billion.
It's not Mandalorian.
Michael.
Yeah, thank you.
Michael, that's right.
$901 million.
It's moving.
Yeah. Star Wars, you said Star Wars, that is on the list, number 7, just above Obsession worldwide.
Crazy.
Although Obsession,
Obsession's gonna pass it.
it already passed domestic number. It passed Mandalorian and Grogu already.
Yes, I
which is
heard
crazy.
that.
So
Future
that's number
Cinemas is
7.
okay. Thank you, Gen Z. Thank you.
Yes.
Is Hoppers
You're
on the
welcome.
list?
Hoppers is on the list at number 6,
Pixar.
$372 million.
Yep.
So
Did
you've
we get
got
everything?
So we just need
2
5?
films remaining. And one
Mortal-
of them, I guarantee you will not get.
Is it Mortal Kombat 2?
No, that is not on the list.
That flopped hard.
Did it really?
We need
Yeah.
5 and 9?
5 and 9, yeah.
Oh,
So
scary
something you-
movie.
Nope, not on the
No,
list.
not yet. Oh, okay.
Not
I'm
yet.
sure it had a hard
There
drop off
is-
this weekend.
So there's one that you definitely will not guess, and then one that it was a big movie that came out a few months ago, but was not very good.
Wuthering Heights?
Scream
is
7.
the one.
Screams. Oh, okay.
Wuthering Heights.
Scream
Oh,
7 was a
41
good guess,
million.
though.
That's your number 9. Number 5. I mean, if you get it, you get it. If not, I mean, if you get it, you really know what you're doing, but you're not going to get it.
It's not The Bride.
No. The Bride was a major flop.
Okay, good.
Is it something we've all seen?
Definitely not.
Okay, we're cooked then. Oh, we're
Yeah,
good.
you're cooked. Okay, I'll give you number 5. It is the movie Pegasus 3.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese movie.
Oh,
It
Oh,
made
okay.
$656 million at the box office, and 655 of that was in China. So,
all
Well, that
right.
was like Nazad 2 was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
$1 billion.
It's okay.
all in China.
We all get a pass for that one.
Yeah, no, you got all the other ones. So very nice job. This one is if it were to end its box office run now, would be right around 20, which
Okay.
is impressive, but also like good for the box office that we're at 90 million and there's like 20 movies that are making more than that. But so that is our box office. Connor, why don't you tell us about what the people thought about this movie?
Sure. So even though it's a bit decisive, people are still on the more positive end, sitting at 80% critically, 74% last time I pulled the numbers. The audience with a 6.9 on IMDb.
Mm.
From Ebert, if only he were around to see it. But alas, we have Brian Tallarico, who
Great
gave it
critic.
4 out of 4.
Oh,
He is a very good critic. So he says, the man who made AI artificial intelligence has returned 25 years later with a film that's essentially about the need for empathetic connection with other real people and the uniting power of truthful image. It's only one. Jesus Christ, I can't read.
Are you okay?
It's only one. I'm having a stroke. I'm sorry. I couldn't pull it up on my iPad, so I have to try to squint and read my computer screen. Let me reset. It's only one timely way that one could unpack Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, a movie that reminds viewers that blockbusters can be morally and thematically complex while they're entertaining the hell out of you. There's so much going on in Disclosure Day that David Koepp's script sometimes trips over itself trying to explain it all, but Spielberg, his ensemble, and his remarkable team are always there to pick up the film, keeping it moving in a manner that recalls past Spielberg sci-fi hits while never feeling repetitive.
Yeah, your mileage may vary on the fumblings of Koepp's script, but
that's exactly what you were saying. Is whether or not you can look past it.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of, not to like get off topic there, but I've seen a lot of people say like that if it was Spielberg, anyone but Spielberg, then people would be giving this like no one would be liking this movie. But I think that's kind of like the point of like Spielberg, not just like a nostalgia play, but like Spielberg's so good at what he does that even though the script has misgivings, he can just ride right past it and say, look at the shit that I'm doing on the screen. Like you can't tell me I'm not the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
But speaking of someone who couldn't get past the writing snafus, we have our
The Opposite Review.
This is from
yeah, it's
David.
Always fun to play that soundbite for people. That is me recording that.
Is it really? That's
yeah,
fun.
it is me.
That's good.
So this is from David 626148063. Put his entire IP address in there.
Just gotta put your address and your name on your
So he says Spielberg should retire now. The biggest disappointment of the year. Well, to be honest, I haven't bothered to watch the latest Spielberg films as I found the topics not very interesting. However, Disclosure Day seems exciting for once. But this was an unbelievably huge disappointment. That a maker of so many great films can put together this nonsense is beyond my imagination. A ridiculous script that supposedly has been altered 42 times over the years, annoyingly bad actors, and huge inconsistencies in the action itself result in a 1-star rating from me. I don't know where to start with all the things that were so embarrassing, but when you thought the film could get worse, well, it did. The last 30 minutes were pure torture, and one stupidity after another culminated in an ending that really is nothing. With Spielberg, I would even expect the special effects to be top-notch, but they were super embarrassing at a level that you could expect 20 to 30 years ago. And Darcy as the bad guy must be the worst casting in years. 1-star rating, well deserved, Mr. Spielberg. Time to retire, please.
I love how he's like, he doesn't give any evidence as to why he didn't like the most of the movie. And it's like, and if you thought that was bad, it's
yeah,
like, okay. Oh, all right. Well, that was, people, again, your mileage may vary with this one, but we're going to dive into what works. Connor, bring us through the plot of this movie, the brief plot of this movie. I know you usually do the summary for new films, and then we'll talk about what worked.
So, basically, in a sentence, against the backdrop of the eve of World War III, a team of people have stolen irrefutable evidence of the existence of alien from a clandestine branch of the government to give the entire world full disclosure of their secrets.
Now, blanket major spoilers. If you haven't seen Disclosure Day, we are going to be spoiling Disclosure Day. So go watch it and come back. Okay. The spoiler alert is good. Brock, I'll start with you since you're our guest. We talk about what works first with these movies. So why don't you tell me something that you really enjoyed about Disclosure Day?
Yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of our leads' performances. Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, and of course Coleman Domingo. The score was fantastic. I mean, what Spielberg's doing here with some of the camera, I think that I'm just like, man, like I think is doing his best to save a lot of stuff that does not work from the script. Again, I'll hold that for what did work. The camera work was great. Like, I love the chase scene with like the car and like that set piece. I just wanted more of that stuff, to be honest. Kind of like the wonderness of the alien stuff as well, and the reveal. That whole 20-minute, maybe it's longer, when we're just watching all of this be disclosed, and I forget the actress's name, but the reporter who is like
Courtney Grace.
Courtney Grace.
We will be talking about her for sure.
Dude, probably the best performance of the film as I've thought about, even for someone I wasn't crazy about it, because I'm like,
yeah,
it felt authentic. It felt like chilling. It felt real, and like we are living vicariously through her, us as the audience at that moment of like, yeah, like how would people react? And so I thought the last 20 minutes really, if it landed the plane without a couple wheels as well. Let's just say that missing some wheels. And I still appreciate John Williams with how old he is, still doing, scores with Spielberg. I think, love or hate the film, I think you just, as a movie lover, you got to appreciate that, because he is one of one. Like he's not gonna be with us that much longer. I'm just speaking very candidly. So like, back when we got him one more time doing his score, I will always appreciate that. And it's a unique
score. It doesn't feel like something that he's written before.
Yeah, exactly. And so I really liked Emily Blunt. I called it like whenever she was tweaking, like whenever like the other languages are like were taking over, and just like her physical performance was really, really good, because it's like, and especially the scene where she sees her child at home and like all that stuff just started, like the trauma and the repressed memory really came together for me. And I really like Colin Firth's performance too. I think he's probably got like a top 3 performance in the film, as well as like the secret government entity trying to prevent this, especially like the scene when he's like tapping into other people and like trying to figure out where they are, like really intense. And the makeup like is really good too, with like the eyes and how sweaty he was. I was like, I'm uncomfortable. And that's probably, I was like, ooh, I don't like this. Like,
yeah.
And I really enjoyed that, all of that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you mentioned the cinematography and just Spielberg getting the set pieces right, and I wrote down when I was watching the movie, like in the first 20 minutes, there are like 5 different shots that are just iconic Spielberg. Like you can place that into his canon. In the opening scene where they have there's the shot of they go through the window of that car with the door open as they're coming down through down the stairs. I'm like, I mean, it's just brilliant. It's great blocking. It's great, shooting. That feels unique. And there's like 5 of those in the first 20 minutes. It's awesome. Yeah. I also really liked how the movie opens just straight into in the middle of a scene in media res, just like, here we are, something's happening. Wrestling is there, apparently. Spielberg, fan of wrestling.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
The coolest opening I think he could have gone with.
Very unique.
Yeah. To that point, Aaron.
Yeah.
I do like that he just has the faith of the audience to just hang in there and just trust that everything is going to get explained in due time. Because he could have started from the start.
Right. That is the one thing that we miss with modern movie making, is like everything's got to be super explained. You got to start off. You got to know what's going on. You got to say what you're doing every 10 minutes, whatever. Like a good old fashioned, like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm here to figure it out.
Yeah. When they just like drop you in the middle of the plot.
Yep.
It's great.
It's good stuff. I mean, especially like the whole confrontation with the Josh O'Connor and Colin Firth at the beginning. And, they're like, oh, you got the stuff. And they're checking all these drives. And then he's got this like alien stick. And they're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And then, but everyone's like, oh, this is dangerous. What is it? It's great. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. On that scene too, like, because it is the opening, we are introduced to people seamlessly in Spielberg films. Like, you learn everything you need to know about Josh O'Connor's character almost immediately. Like, it's just great. It's classic. And again, we just don't get that anymore. It's more like, hi, I'm this person and blah, blah, blah. This is what I do. And also, yeah. So I just appreciate that.
Yeah, and it was the same thing with Emily Blunt's character, where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, she's a newscaster,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden, in the first scene, she has this weird experience where she starts speaking, what is it, German, Russian? I don't even remember. And you're like, okay, weird
Russian,
shit's happening
yeah,
to
I
this
think it's
woman.
Russian. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just really smart world building from the start. I also, for me, one of the things that really works is how this movie plays as a conspiracy thriller, and I like those kind of movies. So the surprise that this is more a conspiracy thriller to me was like, I like this. I'm good with it. And also because we've been discussing all of his alien movies, and like he's never really used aliens as like they're the plot driver, but they're not like the main presence of any of his alien movies. Maybe outside of ET you can make that case of like, yes, the alien's there, but it's not really about the alien. It works for me. I'm good with it because I kind of went in knowing that like this isn't really going to be about aliens.
Yeah, I have a take on that later.
All right.
Yeah.
Jasmine, I'll go to you. Give me something else that worked for you.
I mean, we were talking a lot about the filmmaking, so I want to bring up specifically the tracking sequence with Josh O'Connor when he's going to steal the car.
Yeah.
That is just the blocking
Very cool.
is perfect in that, because that is an extremely tense scene, and meanwhile it's just this guy like running through a field. It's so good.
Stumbling around.
Real like masterful filmmaking through, obviously it's Spielberg throughout the whole film, but I love that. I also have written down obviously the whole third act. There is a lot of themes here. Do I think they're all well explored? No. I love an optimistic, hopeful movie. So that is why I'm able to like forgive a lot of the issues that like the actual film and specifically the script has, but like the hopeful message at the end and just it being that last line of like, listen, I thought was just like beautiful and so sweet and kind of like gives you insight on like how, you know, Spielberg is looking at like our world and our failures and what we can do better. And I don't know. I love a sweet, hopeful movie. Project Hail Mary had that too. So I don't know. Sci-fi is getting real mushy.
Yeah. And I think it's really kind of like a, can you buy into this idyllic vision of what our society could be versus like in actuality how it really is, which is basically the opposite of that.
Yeah, bleak.
Is how you will end up framing the entire movie. I've seen a lot of people online talk about like, this isn't how our world actually is. Everyone hates each other. It's like it's a movie, guys.
Chill out.
Yeah.
It's called escapism.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
and that was part of one of the things that worked for me is like the idea that everyone can come together. I was bought in because it's like, I'm just watching Spielberg's vision. I'm not watching an exact representation of our society. If I do that, I'd go watch the news and want to kill myself. Frankly,
No,
correct.
literally.
Yeah.
We're trying escapism. Everyone, look that
Yeah.
up. That's what we're trying to do here. A little.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, the broadcast at the end of the movie, electric, really good stuff there. I also have written down, I love the recreations or the creations, I guess, of all of the archival footage.
Mm-hmm.
It's really well done, and it feels, and that lends to the effectiveness of the ending. But even when Josh O'Connor is showing the I forget her name, but his
Jane
girlfriend, yeah, Jane.
That's telling you forgot her name.
When he's showing her all of that footage, it feels like, oh, I shouldn't be seeing this. This is government footage. They just stole this, and that's really well done. Really well done. Connor, what about you? What works for you?
I feel like we've touched on a lot of like the big picture stuff, so I just kind of want to just circle back around and say, I think this is like a Mount Rushmore performance from Emily Blunt. Like this is, I don't know if at the end of the day this is one that will define her career, but this is one that we're going to look back and say, yep, Emily Blunt is one of the best actresses working, and Disclosure Day is proof of that.
Yeah, she should be even locked in for an Oscar for this movie.
Yeah.
What's going to annoy me though is they're going to just show the clicking scene
Oh,
for
God,
her
yeah.
clip and then not the panic attack scene. Which the
yeah.
the
Oh
panic
yeah, that
attack
was one of my
scene
favorite
is
parts. Oh yeah.
Same.
the phenomenal portrayal of that. It made me want to crawl out of my skin how real that felt. And just everything about to just like when she goes back to her house and she's just like again wanting to rip herself out of her own skin. Just insane acting.
And then like going from that to like flipping the switch and being like the weird like alien side, like what's happening to me, the being able to see what's like all the lives of all these people, and then at the end of the movie basically being like, I'm the conduit, I know what's going on, and it's almost machine like. There's so many different parts to her performance that are just awesome. Brock, is there anything else you wanted to touch on for what worked?
I said if I don't have anything more nice to say, we're gonna save it for the next section.
Yeah, that's the phrase, right? The only other thing that I wanted to mention is there's some really good phone acting going on in this movie. Josh O'Connor and Coleman Domingo do a lot of like acting on the phone. That is true.
It's hard. That's a good note.
It's hard to do. Coleman Domingo especially is like 90% I'm on the phone talking to people and crushes it. Just absolutely crushes it.
He's quickly becoming one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's working.
Yeah,
working.
Michael, Euphoria,
Sing Sing. I was bought in.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh man, I would get angry thinking about how A24 did not push for that film more. Oh my god,
it should have won. My opinion is that what's his name? The supporting actor in that
Clarence
movie. Clarence Macklin. Yep,
Macklin.
He should have won Best Supporting Actor.
Easily.
Just one of the best performances of that year. Okay. Anyone else want to touch on anything before we do our I'm in moment?
I think something I personally don't give Spielberg enough credit for is he's really good at just shooting car scenes.
Yes. Yep.
Like car chases, moving a camera through a car. Phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, well I'm going to transition to my I'm in moment. Any car chase where they crash through a building, I'm locked in. That's it for me. If they take a car and literally crash, and they do it twice in this movie, they crash a car through the same building twice. I'm in. That's good for me. Connor, what's yours?
Leaving your loser boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Although I didn't have much of an issue with Wyatt Russell. I thought he was, properly concerned about Emily Blunt.
Yeah, but it's the same thing I always have in horror movies where it's like your significant other is showing is having such strong reactions to something. Believe them.
Yeah.
Instead of just always
fair.
assuming they're crazy.
Fair. Brock, what'd you have for yours?
I'm sorry, I missed the question because I was trying to follow my notes here. What was it again?
The I'm in moment.
Oh, I don't know if I have one. No, let me stop. The weather. Her first, when she was on air with the clicking scene. I know we saw it in the trailer. That really did kind of draw me in. And the chase. Let me stop. Let me get some respect to this movie. The chase scene, I was like, okay. The sitting up meme in the chair.
Yeah,
that was me.
Locked in.
That was me. Yeah. Let me give the movie some credit. Yeah.
Okay. And Jasmine, what's your I'm in moment?
I mean, mine's very obvious and easy. It's just if it's a Spielberg movie, I'm in because it could be great or it could be terrible. I have the same feelings for M. Night Shyamalan. He could give me Old or he could give me The Sixth Sense. I don't know, so I'm in.
Interesting.
I did see someone said this is Spielberg's Trap, where it's kind of like a litmus test on where you stand on Spielberg.
Interesting.
That's terrible.
There's been a lot of M. Night comparisons in my comments on different videos. I've seen that. So
yeah, people are like, if M. Night Shyamalan put this out, everyone would be ripping it apart.
I don't agree, but
I don't agree either. I don't think he could.
Well, that's a whole other thing. I had one other I'm in moment, and it's just when Josh O'Connor, just in general.
Yes,
he's in the
same.
movie. I'm there.
Yeah.
He's great. Just continually just impressed me.
One last thing, the other one I had, which was just like, more basic, but whenever they have like the regular guy dressed in a hoodie and a leather jacket over it, I'm in.
Specifically the hoodie with the leather jacket.
That's like Spielberg's go-to for like what he thinks a regular person looks like. So I'm in.
Hoodie
I'm
plus
there.
leather jacket. That's a normal man, right?
I'm like, that's what a regular guy wears all the time. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'm in.
Oh gosh.
Jasmine's like, oh, look at that regular clothing. That's just
right?
so good.
What a normal man.
Well, it's such a normal outfit.
I'm like, oh, they think this is what a normal person looks like? What a story they're going to tell.
Well, because if you think about it, Coleman Domingo is dressed how Steven Spielberg normally dresses.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
like the
True.
dressed up in the sweater over top.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that is normal wear to him.
Yeah. Oh god. All right. It's time for what doesn't work.
Yeah.
So who wants to start? I'll let it be open season.
Who wants to tee it up first?
Who wants to tee it up?
I'm going to let
Brock,
everyone
you
else go
look- Brock,
first.
you look like you got stuff to say.
Yeah, come on. He's ready.
You're the guest.
He was prepping us in the group chat before this. He's like, I'll be nice.
I
Just like
was.
crack the fingers, like here
I
we
had to
go.
encourage him.
This is one of the worst scripts for a Spielberg and blockbuster movie I think I have seen in a long time. And I hate to say that because as you were naming, one of my favorite movies is Spider-Man, David Koepp, right? I mean, you were naming his filmography, but someone where it's like, it's time to call it quits, maybe. I mean, he also, correct me if I'm wrong, he also wrote Jurassic World Rebirth, right?
It's a
Did
good
he
question.
write
I can
that?
tell you in about 3 seconds.
Okay, cool. I believe he did. While you're looking that up, I just think I hated the MacGuffin this movie had with this alien
Yes.
technology thing. Just shoot Josh O'Connor like in the beginning. If like that, like the stum right into say like if you need it so bad. All right, I'm kind of jumping around all the place. First thing
No,
I
that's
had.
good.
This is because this was my original view. The bad guys just say we're good. We're just gonna call it quits here.
Yeah.
Literally stop. I said in the theater, and I felt bad because there were some older people who probably didn't like the comment. I said, "What the hell?" audibly out loud because there was other people in the secret government group that had it out. Like Colin Firth's right hand guy, I forget the character's name. He was just as much in pursuit of Josh O'Connor's character as he was. So I'm like, he would still want to do this and stop this guy. And then they're just like, we're just gonna give up. I'm just like. And I think going back to, and Connor kind of hit it on the head perfectly. Like my idea of what this movie was, I do think it was mismarketed for like this big, because like a lot of the trailers, a lot of the promos are very upbeat. It's got like this like it's crescendoing music. It's very exciting. It's not, and this is a calmer kind of movie. It's asking some things. And even the ending, I literally wrote my notes. Did they just pull a Sopranos, LOL, like with like the whole like listen and then cut to black? I'm like, I don't think you earned that. And I just think the performances are great. Like these actors are doing the best that they can with what they're given. We've seen Spielberg at his best. And so in my opinion, I know what that looks like. And this is not it. And so I respect him enough to be like, no, this is not the best work you've done. Maybe that's not entirely on you. But, if it really did go through 42 revisions, boy, you can tell. I mean, that's just a rumor that I don't think is true. That sounds ridiculous.
That's a lot of rewrites.
That's like multiverse of madness. Like that's something that Marvel did. I don't think
it's
Steven
on the
Spielberg.
IMDb.
Yeah. I don't know if Steven Spielberg's going to let that happen. But, so let me give you this quick perspective. So, I was at South by Southwest this year. I got invited by Universal to go to the Steven Spielberg panel, and I was like 50 feet away from it. It was sick, like a retrospective on his career, and mainly as a promotion for this. And he said he made two distinctions. He said, I made Close Encounters of the Third Kind to draw the idea or question of what if alien life did exist. And he said he made Disclosure Day with the idea of like, I know that aliens exist and like this is what they've been doing per se. And like, okay, like when I saw it in March, I'm like, okay, I'm hyped for this movie. Like, let's go. Like I stayed, they showed like that second trailer. I walked out because I didn't want to see anything. It probably was a little rude of me, but I'm like, no, let me not. I was like, the event was ending. We didn't have to stay. But I just think I never was fully as riveted as the movie think. Like I almost I envy people. Like I've read reviews like this made me cry the last 20 minutes, and I'm just like, God, I wish I felt that. And at the end, like it's one of those movies where I'm like, God, the more I think about it, the more I don't like it. I hate that. But I'm like, my critic brain, I just can't look past some of these inconsistencies with the script. Connor hinted about it with like the annoying boyfriend. Wyatt Russell for me just doesn't do it. I don't know what it is. He's just a nepo baby that I'm like, yeah, you have this because you're related to this person. No offense.
Certain movies work for
Certain
him.
movies, yeah. I like him as U.S. agent. Let me give him some credit for that. I do like his portrayal of that character. But I didn't hate it. Like some people are like, this is the worst Spielberg. Like, stop it. I would.
Yeah, you haven't seen BFG. Like, come on.
BFG.
1941 is actually a terrible film.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull has CGI monkeys. It has like it's just there's a lot that's bad with that. Am I writing Spielberg off? No. But I just think I'm like, okay, you have this big reveal of the alien, which I thought kind of looked a little corny from a design standpoint. Maybe that's just me. I know they revealed that in the second trailer, which sucks that they did that, which would have kind of been like a nice reveal. And then like Josh O'Connor's performance is really good, but there's certain parts that I'm like, I don't know if it's the writing or what, like with like when they get the whole power sequence again, like this, the kind of lore behind that was just like a little, I didn't buy into it. And maybe that's just on me, but just kind of an overall film. I thought it was going to be kind of like this chase thriller, kind of action packed movie. Like I think the movie needed more set pieces like the chase scene. Again, maybe that's preference. Maybe that's how I thought the movie was going in. So, that's on me. Some of my comments have been telling me you just don't get it. No, stop it. Let's not start this campaign.
Yeah, I hate that.
I understood it just fine.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, guys.
That's like the weakest argument from people now is you just didn't get it. I'm like, no, they just got something different.
Yeah, exactly. You're not. Yeah, I say not nice things to some of those people sometimes, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I don't need to clap back at everybody. That's just, but I feel like I've been rambling a little bit. I feel like I'm really good of like listening to you guys repeat other people. I'm like, oh, I might have forgotten about that, but for my notes, that's just kind of what I have overall.
Very good.
I mean, I think to your point of David Koepp in the script, I mean, there's a lot of inconsistencies, there's a lot of issues that they just kind of like wave away. Things like, they escape from the crash where the government agents aren't really looking for them, and they're just kind of like off to the side a little
like this
bit.
Dude is just like it's like a video game where I'm like, dude, just someone turn around, please.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
So much noise.
Yes, dude. Oh my gosh.
And there are one of the things I have here that I don't know if it necessarily didn't work, but I would have loved to learn more about is like apparently World War III is about to break out.
Yeah,
and they like kind of like have like a couple scenes where they're like, World War III is about to happen. And that's about it. It's like, I want to know more about that. That's interesting.
It's missing like some real essential world building to make like the actual story hit harder, because you kind of need to know what's going on with all of these people in the world in order for the ending to like hit.
But at the same time, why even make that a part of this movie? Like that's a writing choice that has no impact
fair.
On the film.
What I think really is the stem of the problem is because the story is by Spielberg and then the script is Koepp. I think what happened is they were just brainstorming and Spielberg just had all these ideas and Koepp was just trying to figure out the best way to incorporate as many as possible.
Instead of being like, hey, let's focus on this, this.
Yeah. Which, like, because I just have so many written down of like, you're just going to kind of casually drop like how Hugo, Coleman Domingo's character, and Josh O'Connor were like the Wardex workers for like 8 years and then somehow masterminded this huge theft of this evidence. You have this, like you were saying, World War III is the backdrop of this, mentioned maybe like twice. There's the one scene of like the gas station where everyone's kind of like panicking, not really touched on again. You have this really interesting kind of subplot with Jane about how she's having like a crisis of faith that's really just explained away in one phone call where you could reframe this entire story from her perspective. And it's just like, I think my biggest problem is there's so many more interesting ideas that came out of, honestly, probably just storyboarding, and they just picked a very generic one to run with and kind of kept everything else as kind of filler.
There's an old screenwriting trick, I guess you could call it, where it is, if you look at your script and what your script is about is not the most interesting thing in your script.
I saw that exact point, which is why I wanted to bring it up.
And it's like, there is, again, these are all manufactured issues. Like, you could remove World War III from this script and it means nothing. You could remove the Crisis of Faith stuff, I think, is like a really interesting part to explore a little bit more in this movie that they didn't, but I don't think there's, that's much of an issue. But again, the like workers who masterminded a heist of this information, you don't need to include that in this movie. You made a choice to put that into the film as backstory. That's really interesting that you should that you didn't need to, you could have made a good movie without that choice.
Plus, I mean, for me, one of the biggest takeaways is obviously this conflict of truth, whether or not everyone is owed the truth or if there's a responsibility of others to kind of withhold it to protect people, societies, and stuff like that. And so obviously they reveal the truth, and then they kind of cop out on showing whether or not that was the right decision or not.
I like that decision because I think it leaves it up to the audience interpretation of like, well, what? Because one of the things that worked for me with this movie that I didn't really touch on is like both sides have a good point. Like, people deserve to know, but also
idea.
Yeah, the government has a point of like, there's going to be mass pandemonium if we tell people that aliens are real and we've been in contact with them for 70 years.
Yeah,
like, but also, Josh O'Connor and that team they have a point of like, well, the people deserve to know. So no side is really truly wrong.
Probably somewhere in the middle, like it always
right.
is.
Yeah. But it goes back to just feeling incomplete of like, you levy up this idea and then you don't pay it off.
Yeah.
I have some things that like really, some like little like things that we've already kind of talked about a little bit. So I'll stick it in here. Like the alien tech, first of all, the rules of it don't make any sense.
Yeah, no, they don't.
And that's, and then all of a sudden, it's falling apart in her hand. And I'm like, is this like a big deal that this is like a very important thing that's fallen apart?
Like its battery life ran out. Like, that's what I assume happened.
But then you can still see it, which I kind of found goofy. I don't know.
It was silly. Didn't understand how it worked. They kind of tried to explain it away. They were like, oh, it's a tool. Fine, but it's not. Also, Eve, how do you say her last name? Howland?
Sure.
Her character? Jane. Anyways, Jane, she disappears halfway through the movie.
She does. Yeah.
She literally disappears after that phone call. Like, and she's kind of just used so that they can find out where Josh O'Connor is. And then my major issue with that is they go through this whole process of doing that to find out where he is in the beginning. And then when they need to do that again later, they explain it away in one line and they don't go through the whole process. They just go, oh, we'll just use the AI mapping.
Yeah.
They're like, we can triangulate it this way. I'm like, so you went through this whole process just so we could see where he is. And now you're just going to say that you're going to do it this way and it's easy and the cars are there. How does that make sense?
Comes right back around to that script, man.
Yeah. I'm like, these things, these little inconsistencies are why, like, I understand people not enjoying this movie.
Just to interrupt
for those reasons.
Real quick, Jasmine, I had this in my notes. What did you guys think of when she said this is disclosure day? Like when she said the thing, like the Family Guy made. I chuckled a little bit. I kind of like it.
I'm always kind of like it when a movie says the name of the movie in the movie. I mean, if it is one of those,
what's
like,
funny?
Maybe not an I'm in moment, but I'm kind of in. Like I get a step in the doorway if someone says the name of the movie. Like if Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I'd be like, welcome to the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I would have been like, all right, guys,
that'd be crazy.
It's cringy, but I think about the Family Guy meme more.
He said it.
Yeah, more than I think about them actually saying the thing. So it kind of just takes me out for a second instead.
That's great.
Yeah, that was it was a little goofy. It was a little
bit
goofy. But I'm okay with it if it's like, again,
Well done.
like Spielberg is allowed to do like a cornball thing here and there, you know?
I mean, they did it just in last year with One Battle,
Yeah.
and it was good. It was
Yeah.
executed well. Other thing that you can't, I mean, little nitpicks. The CGI of the animals is, not great, but also I kind of buy the idea that like they're not real animals; they are aliens. So
Sure.
like a little bit uncanny. I can buy that. All right, that's
Mhm.
fine. Do we really need to use the same alien design? Like the stereotypical design?
The Greys?
Yeah. I could go either way on that. The thing that really bothered me is I wish they gave Coleman Domingo more to do in the movie. He kind of is just like plot man for half the movie.
Yeah. He's just on the phone.
I could use a little bit more.
See that?
But that's really all I had that didn't work. I mean, obviously the script has been kind of the major contention point here.
Mhm.
So anything else that you guys wanted to touch on? Connor, I know you got some nitpicks, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we've even touched on some of them already.
Okay.
But do you want me to go into them now?
Sure. Go into them now.
I thought the title card was pretty lame.
Oh,
Just
interesting.
Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
Like, let's have a little fun. Especially when you like immediately start the movie with like the first person wrestling shot. Like, have him kick the letters out of the dude's face.
Ooh. Okay.
I like that.
On the same note, I don't care how low budget of a wrestling event that is. Daniel's not getting in there with a backpack. They're going to scream him.
No.
Yeah.
They're
I've been to
pulling
those
that
before.
backpack right off of him.
There's no way that alien tech isn't lighting off all the security going in.
Well, so they might not have security, but they have like a 45-year-old like just bartender who also picked up a security job, and it's like, this looks like a bomb in here.
Yeah.
What is this? You've got like a lot of like little devices in here. Not happening.
Yeah.
No, sir.
No.
Yeah, you can go in. The bag has to stay out here.
Yeah.
What was the point of the crop circle scene?
Yeah,
When he's
Man.
Like, and this goes back to the movie being mismarketed. Like, the movie itself wants you to think that it's about aliens coming to Earth right now.
Mhm.
So, again, it's just like the movie itself is trying to trick you in that way.
That's what they call a trailer shot.
Yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
Sure.
Oh, same thing with the UFO coming from the cloud.
Mhm.
trailer shot.
Boy, was I disappointed. Yeah, boy, was I disappointed when that was just like a little tiny screen
Yeah.
in like the newsreel. That was a sick shot.
Mhm.
I want to see that in real life. That's it.
Okay. Well, let's do our best moments here. I'll give you my nominees here for the best moment. The opening scene we've already talked about quite a bit. Really cool to just incorporate wrestling and kind of this, espionage, what's happening. The car chase and the shot of him stealing the car and then the car chase. Logic aside, very cool shot.
Mhm.
The train scene, which we really haven't touched on a whole lot. That's a really cool action set piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could hear the Indiana Jones music playing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was getting
Shout
more
out
Mission
Duel.
Impossible
Oh,
out of
okay.
it,
Fair.
which was cool. And then I just had the final news broadcast, which
Yes.
Brock, you said you wish you had been like some of the people that like had tears in it. I didn't. I wasn't like full on crying, but like I had tears in a
I was
way that
sobbing.
wasn't just like it wasn't.
Take me through this. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a I can't believe this masterpiece is happening. It was more of a more credit to the acting in that
Yeah.
of like this person is going through this range of emotions, and I was feeling like stress and like anxiety of like, oh, this is real, and like how would I feel about if someone was showing this to me, and then how real the whole broadcast felt. It was like it was getting
Oh
to
yeah,
me
the editing in that
emotionally.
scene was fantastic. With like the newsroom, they're like, "All right, cue that up, go." Then
And-
like they were loading up. They're like, "Go." I was like, "Oh, that was really good."
And I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but like Courtney Grace giving the like I don't know what's happening. I'm seeing this for the first time. holy shit, those are aliens, and then her voice
Yeah.
breaking up of like that was what really got me. I was like, holy shit, man, this is real. That's
Yeah.
why it really got to me emotionally. So that I think that's my favorite scene in the movie. But
Me too.
Mhm.
the train scene is also really cool.
She was a former news anchor as well,
Yeah.
so you could tell that
Oh
she's
man, yeah. Well,
been
she
in that
nailed it.
situation before. Or
Um,
not like maybe displaying that information, but like having to react to something shocking.
Yeah.
And still having to talk through it.
So why don't we just? I mean, I have Heat Check next. I think across the board, that is our pick for the
Courtney.
Heat
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
The best performance by a one scene character. I mean, she just comes in, crushes it, makes the entire emotional anchor of the last act.
Yeah.
Just great performance. Okay, Connor, let's do your choice category.
So I'm bringing something back.
Okay.
Is this the best? We used to do
Okay.
this on our old reviews, but bringing it back for this one because I was just struck with a bunch of them mid-watch. So starting off with the heater, is this now the most infamous D-Day?
Oh no. Not, but it's it's a good point. It's a good pull.
Pressure is still in theaters, and that's about actual D-Day.
Saving Private
Yes.
Ryan
Duh.
is literally Spielberg doing D-Day. Much
And now
better
he's done
movie.
another D-Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's funny. I like that.
On the same note, is this now the most iconic day in history? Finding out that aliens are real on the same day that World War III is about to break out.
Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, that would probably do it.
Yeah. I'd probably be like, I'm done on Earth. I'm good. I'm
We'll
good. End it.
we'll pass.
Yeah.
We'll pass on this whole
Do you
life thing.
think finding out aliens are real would push you further off the edge or kind of bring you back?
It would kind of be like, well, I
Does
guess
it
that's
balance
happening now.
Yeah.
I think I'd be like to have like suspicions or things you've always. I'd feel relieved. Like, oh, well, they're actually being honest to us for once. The government. That's how I
Mhm.
probably feel.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got two more.
I probably feel that way.
I feel like
Okay.
there'd be so much of people not caring that would be so disappointing, but probably the reality.
Well, we're finding out in real time how people react to the government releasing information
Yeah.
about aliens. So
Well,
It's true.
is it really information about
Exactly.
aliens?
Exactly. That's
Right.
We're literally playing it out right now. We're LARPing.
yeah. Is Emily Blunt's weather stutter the best scene of an on-air news reporter speaking gibberish? So basically this or Steve Carell in Bruce Almighty.
Isn't there a scene in Anchorman where that happens?
Will they mess with the teleprompter? And he
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
That's good.
Go F yourself, San Diego. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's good too. I prefer the comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like Steve Carell's like breakout scene. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I gotta
Mhm.
give it to him.
All right. Last one. Is this the best Spielberg performance in a sci-fi movie by a Colin F? So it's either Colin Firth or Colin
Colin
Farrell
Farrell.
in Minority Report.
I'll take this one over Minority
I think
Report.
I'm going to go Colin Firth. I like the cartoony villain.
I just watched Minority Report, so I gotta give it to Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
No.
Okay.
That was Is This the Best?
I like it.
Nice.
Okay. Well, we're right back to you with the Connor Jameson Would This Movie Be Better with a Shark in It award. So, Brock, this was not on your prepared list of categories, but
I'm gonna say I'm not seeing it here. I was like, hang on.
every pod, because Connor is our resident shark expert, shark movie fan, we always ask him, is this movie better if they actually put a shark in it? Connor.
So
Yeah, here we go.
I want you to know I do not prepare for these. These are all off the cuff. So, in a similar way that Emily Blunt as a child saw the reindeer, Josh O'Connor's experience as a kid, we're going to show that where he's going to be at an aquarium and a shark is just going to look at him and he's going to be like, huh, this shark is just standing still. If you're a real shark head, you know if a shark is just like stationary, it dies. It's got to constantly be moving to flush water through its gills so it can breathe. That's going to be the telltale sign that this shark is not a real shark. It's an alien. Boom.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to get a biology
Dang.
lesson. That's pretty impressive. Okay.
You could also replace the opening with him being at an aquarium instead of a wrestling match.
That is true.
maybe less interesting, but not as cool as a wrestling match.
Spielberg could just pat himself on the back and he's going through a Jaws exhibit.
But, oh, okay.
Every movie is just he's
You
going
could
back
put a
to
shark in
Jaws.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just riding the Jaws ride at Universal.
Oh gosh. Okay, Jasmine, your choice category now.
Okay. Whose car are we going to take? That's my choice category. And my answer is literally anyone except Wyatt Russell.
Oof.
Everyone else in this movie is way more ride or die, and I would trust any of them to get Emily Blunt where she needs to be, except the
for
one
the
guy
who
who's
doesn't
supposed
do
to
it.
get her there. Yep. 100%.
It's pretty good.
I think something we forgot to mention is Spielberg is still really funny in his movies.
Yeah.
He is.
The scene of them trying to run over the phone and it
That was-
takes him
that was
like
pretty
3
good.
tries.
It was cracking me up.
Really funny.
Also, in the details, he has just some of the worst tattoos I've ever seen in my life. Because he's like a music guy and he just has these like real stickery, terrible music tattoos.
Nice.
And I was just noticing that. I'm like, this is awful. But I love it because it makes sense. This tells me this guy's a dick.
That's awesome. Okay. Who would make this movie better? We pull this in for new movies. Any person who would make the movie better. I have in place of Colin Firth's character, we've just put in Willem Dafoe. He's a
Oh,
great
man.
villain.
Yeah.
Great villain actor. Just throw that in there. Connor, you look like you're about to laugh.
I'm just imagining not Colin Firth, Willem Dafoe trying to do that interrogation scene.
Oh, it'd be great. He'd be so good at it. All right. Did you guys pull anything in for this?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
one.
What do we got?
Eve Hewson as Jane. You know, we should probably put her in the movie a little bit more. She had something good there to offer.
Oh, so you're just expanding the existing role. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I had
Connor,
I had
go ahead.
2.
Okay.
So it's a super small role, but I'm putting John Magaro in as the Rock Center director, just directing the traffic of the newsroom, just because I've already seen him do it, and I just like him
Nice.
as an actor.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a
But-
good pull.
For a real one, I'm putting Chris Abbott in here as Nathan, as Hugo's right-hand man. Okay, just because I like him as an actor, and I feel like he's someone who is a ride or die.
Okay. Yeah.
For like an underground movement like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I had the one that I had was like, since they're a couple in real life, I thought they would have had some fun little back and forth, and he's funny. Make John Krasinski Wyatt Russell's character. I
Yeah.
thought that would be kind
He
of
could have.
I
He
like
could have
that.
easily been
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He could have hit the humor better with it too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wyatt Russell sometimes in the movie felt like he was trying to be like too funny, like a little too hard.
Mhm.
Too hard for me.
Yeah. And there is a pretty significant age gap between the two of them that I
Yeah.
was like, at first, I was kind of like, is this her kid?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I was like. Yeah. That's another good point. He was
Yeah.
young for sure.
Yeah. Okay, well, Brock, I'll kick it over to you for your choice category. I gave you the list of all the things we had, so I'm curious to see what you chose.
I was in between two,
Okay.
but it did come down to, would this movie be better if it took place in Boston?
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the accents and like people, aliens. They're not real.
The fuck you
All
talking about, aliens?
The fucking aliens everywhere with the back.
Talking
Where
fucking aliens.
Where are microprocessors? They escape with the microprocessors.
Krasinski would fit in great there.
He would
Yeah.
have, yeah.
Just put Mark Wahlberg in there somewhere. He's in the movie.
Chris
It's
Evans,
just
bring them all in.
Affleck, yeah,
Yeah.
Affleck, Damon, Wahlberg. Both
They,
of them.
the
Donnie and
newsroom
Mark.
is in Boston. Like, you're not fucking going on air with that. What
Yeah,
the fuck? We got a
that-
fucking
dude,
news broadcast going on. here.
That scene would have been great.
the saxophone.
The Sox. You think we're gonna interrupt the Sox for this? Come on, it's Game 7.
Josh O'Connor's outfit would have made more sense there too.
Yeah, it would have. It's true. I like that. That's a great poll.
I like that one a lot.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna do my choice category here. So I'm surprised no one else pulled this in. I have what happens the next day.
I thought about
I
it.
figured someone
Ooh.
else would, so I was
Yeah.
like, let
Same.
me tee it up for them.
So what happens the next day is World War III breaks out, and it's
Yeah.
instead of being like a normal power struggle, it's everyone wants the alien tech, and it becomes an all-out war for the alien technology.
Like a War of the Worlds?
Sort of, except not invading aliens, more like
Yeah.
North Korea invading everyone because they
Yeah.
want the tech, and Russia, and all of those places. Lots of nuclear explosions, and then it's just all over from there. Okay,
We're just done. That's
that's
Yeah.
it. The world's over.
I thought about creating a choice category of like, would I have the will to survive this?
I'm
Like-
adding it in now.
Add it. Make it the quiet place category.
Yeah, the will.
Do I have the will to survive in this world, or am I just giving up? I'm out.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, hot takes time. And mine's pretty hot. I can start with mine.
Go for it.
So I think personally, this is one of Spielberg's 10 best movies. And in 5 to 10 years, that will be more of a consensus, is that this is actually one of his best films.
I have that written down as well as another hot take because I am on that side.
I had a very similar idea just walking Nathan of like, I think I didn't like this movie now, but it maybe in like maybe 2 or 3 more rewatches or like maybe 5 years, that'll change.
I mean, a lot of his movies, especially the 2000s movies, have had that sort of reevaluation of 5 or 10 years later. Oh, this movie's actually really good. This is really poignant. War of the Worlds was that way. When it came out, people were like, yeah. Now it's like, you got it, Steve. You nailed it.
Yeah.
So I see the same trajectory for this. As people remove themselves from the impressions and the things that they expected the movie to be, from the marketing, from the trailers, and just kind of see it as like this is what it is. Script issues aside, I think that thematically people will it'll resonate with people.
Interesting take there.
I can see you don't agree.
No, I think my hot take is I think it's different. Really, for me, bottom 5 Spielberg for me for sure.
Interesting.
I as of right now, I think it's rewatchability. I think it might hurt the film for me personally. I think it'll hurt.
Interesting.
You're just gonna start to notice it. I'm about to contradict myself. I do want to see it again just to see some of these things changes, but I don't know if that's a super hot take. My mind's like it's bottom 5 for sure.
All right.
It hurts.
All
right. I don't feel good about any of these things.
Just hate saying it, but it has to say it.
I think I have it like 13 right now on my
Okay.
Spielberg.
That's still pretty high.
Yeah.
Of the 20 I've watched of him.
Okay. So
fair.
on the lower end. Never mind.
Back half.
Back half.
Back half. Got it.
All right. Well, Connor, what's your hot take?
So I have 3.
Oh, okay.
So first one, I think I'm on Scanlan's side of this. I think there's some truths that just should be kind of withheld just for the greater good of society.
Mhm.
Even though like with him and his company or their branch in particular, I don't think they would have ever released that. But I do think in the greater sense, maybe there are some things that are better left unknown, even if they are true. Second one, I think this is really Spielberg trying to do like the parallax view instead of trying to recapture E.T. or Close Encounters or anything like that. And I think if that's how it's marketed, I don't think people complain as much.
Totally.
Last one, this isn't even about this movie, but I really think Spielberg should have saved Fabelmans for his last movie. And it just kind of, the more he puts out, the more I'm just going to keep thinking that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I can agree.
It's kind of like hitting a walk-off home run in your last game, and then there's like a playoff game the next day, and you just strike out each time.
Damn. Or like
it's a good analogy.
Or like Quentin Tarantino releasing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then be like, "Well, that's my last film, guys. Sorry."
It should have been. But yeah.
Okay, Jasmine, what's your hot take?
So my hot take is the reason why people kept like telling other people to watch this like with Close Encounters and ET on the back end, not because it exists within the same universe or anything, but because it follows almost the exact same structure as Close Encounters. So it's trying to prepare you for that old classic filmmaking, because a lot of this movie, like as you're going along, it's not necessarily that the stakes are getting higher. You're kind of just getting more questions. It's kind of just like, you know, all that. And that is pretty much the structure of Close Encounters until you get to the end and there's this insane spectacle. And I think if you hadn't watched Close Encounters recently before this movie will work for you less than if you had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I like it.
And my other hot take is just that the film entirely hinges on whether or not the final newscast works for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's necessarily that hot, because it seems like that's pretty much the consensus. Is like, if the newscast works for you, you will walk away like with a positive view of this movie. And if it doesn't, then you probably won't.
It's a good point. It's true. Again, that's a lot of the reaction I've been seeing.
Mhm.
Okay. We're winding down here. Final category before our scores. What prop are you taking home? I want Coleman Domingo's glasses and earpiece combo.
Oh,
Nice.
That's what I'm bringing.
even though I think it's dumb, give me the alien
The alien
technology
stick.
stick.
Yeah.
so I can make people, I don't know, invisible too, and then
That'd be
have
cool.
people run into people that aren't there. That'd be funny.
I want all the USB files, and
Okay.
I would give them to my mom. She's a big alien nerd. And I'd be like, Mom, look, it's real.
Sweet.
Interesting.
Have fun
Yeah, she
dissecting
wouldn't
all
know
this,
that it's a
Mom.
prop. She would be like, no, oh my God, you have all this
Wow.
information. How'd you get this?
Jasmine wants to fool her mom. Got it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
She loves aliens. It'd make her happy. Why not?
Well, for about 5
Well,
minutes
you-
until you tell her that it's all fake, and then she'd be.
I'm
really
not
upset.
telling her that. Why would I
You did
ruin
say
the
you
fun?
wanted to try to convince her that ET was real.
Yeah, fair.
I did,
You
and
did say that.
she would believe it.
Yeah.
God.
I'm taking Emily Blunt's pre-mangled car because that thing was just motoring.
Yeah.
Or I'm just gonna take her apartment because that thing is
It's a nice apartment.
out.
Gorgeous
It
apartment.
is.
Nice
nice
apartment.
apartment.
And this
My
economy,
lease is, yeah, my lease is
literally.
coming up. I could just move. They're moving out. I'm moving in.
Yep.
I don't.
She
care if
doesn't
that's
need
Kansas
it
City.
anymore.
Yeah, I'll find a job.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of our review, which means we got to give our scores. Brock, you are our guest. We rate all of our movies on a scale of 1 to 5. What is your final score for Disclosure Day?
2.5 out of 5.
All right. And give me some just thoughts as to why. Overall, we've talked a lot, but high level.
Yeah, I just think it is not. Again, I've seen Spielberg at his best, and so I know what that looks like. And for me, I was like, this is not his best. I think David Koepp's script is just kind of all over the place. It could have used someone to kind of clean it up a little bit. Great. Spielberg has not lost it. For people saying that, stop it. Just the Michael Jordan meme, get some help. Don't be saying that. But I just think the last 20 minutes, how much I enjoyed them, can't save the movie from a bunch of problems that I had. And I did have a lot of inconsistencies.
All right. Jasmine, what about you? What's your score?
We got to go on the opposite end here. Play the opposite review. No, I'm gonna go 4.2. Just a little over a 4 for me because again, it just felt like such a movie, and I do think it's like I'm such a Spielberg fan that it felt like it was for the fans, and I can forgive a lot of its issues because I'm just so all about the positive, hopeful, happy message it has. But yeah, it does have quite some issues, so I can't go any higher than 4.2, and that's even probably still a little high for how many issues I have with it. But it really spoke to me. It elicited an emotional response. Couldn't help but feel excited walking out of the theater.
Yeah, I'm in a similar vein, not as high, but a flat 4 feels good. There are a lot of problems. We identified a lot of issues with the script. There's a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of things that are brought in that are it's confusing why they made the choices to include things in the script when they didn't need it. But when you get down to the actual filmmaking of it, it's a fun ride. It's a cool as a chase movie, as a government conspiracy thriller. It's really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. That final 20 minutes is electric. So I came out of it feeling really good, feeling like I want to watch it again. And that's really all I needed. Spielberg's a master at his craft, and he knows what he's doing. So that's a flat 4 feels good for me.
Yeah, I'm closer to Brock. I'm giving it a 3 because obviously there's moments where I can just turn my brain off and just appreciate how good a Spielberg movie looks on an XD screen. But then there's just so many times I'm reminded that the movie I'm watching has so many issues with its story. And I just came away feeling a little disappointed, which is, it's weird to say that I thought the movie was good, but I'm disappointed that it's good. But yeah, I mean, again, Mount Rushmore performance from Emily Blunt, really good performances from everyone around her. And yeah, he's not washed. Just let's try mixing up the staff next time.
Yeah.
Get a new writer.
Yeah. Let's get a new writer in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that brings our average score to a 3.43, which is in all of the movies we have reviewed, number 62 on our list, just above Wet Hot American Summer by 0.01 and just below The Santa Claus by 0.01.
Huh?
So, and apparently that's where this is going to live in infamy now. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Filmbox Podcast. Brock, thank you for coming on. This was awesome. It was a great time.
Yeah, so good to see you guys again. Yes.
And,
we'll do it again, not a year and a half later.
Yes,
we'll do
we
it
will
soon.
be doing this more often for sure.
I will be here next time.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that is going to do it for this episode. If you like what you listen to, leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform, and tell your friends about it. Let us know you enjoy our content. Let us know you think we're doing a good job. Go follow Brock and Jasmine on TikTok. Their links will be in the show notes, so go follow them on TikTok. They make a lot of great content. Brock been killing it, just absolutely crushing the content game. You can also follow our socials, our TikTok and all of our socials in the show notes. And go to our website, firstpicturehouse.com. It's a brand new Substack that we've converted everything over to, that we're writing. I'm doing my my newsletter every week, every Friday. You can read the newsletter there, as well as all kinds of other content that we're writing. And follow us on Letterboxd. You can see what we're watching, when we're watching. You don't have to wait for each episode. So make sure to do that. And yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Deuces.